Talk about is lasso regression, ridge regression, elastic net, and regularized logistic regression. So you can see here, these first three is a kind of linear regression. Sorry, linear regression part, and this is logistic regression. So I will give you a glimpse of both, like when you have let's say binary classification type of thing, classification problem, and when you have regression problem. So in both cases, like how you deal with this regularization and bias and variance. So before going to my Jupyter notebook, I'll just explain you like what like how regularization happens. So when we talk about this lasso and ridge regression, that means, or elastic net, that means we are putting a regularization term there, regularization hyperparameter, right? So you have like hearing this thing like hyperparameter and parameter, and it becomes very confusing. Like, so I will clear out like what is a hyperparameter and what is a parameter here. So in this like gradient descent, the gradient descent equation, which actually we discussed. So in that, if I simply talk about this theta naught and theta 1, this what it gives you like after this whole gradient descent algorithm, when it converges, you have this best set of theta naught and theta 1, and you will get a line. Like you have trained it like this, you will have a line here which will depend on this theta naught and theta 1, right? This will be theta naught and the slope will be the theta 1, right? And in that case, these theta naught and theta 1, these are my parameters, okay, which algorithm will learn by itself. But now you have one more thing here. When you are doing this gradient descent algorithm, when you are updating like in background, when it is getting updated, so you can play around with these things. This is what is a learning rate. Alpha is a learning rate. So you can try out different learning rate based on like how what trend you are saying, whether you should decrease it or you should increase it. These things you can play around. Like you can put you can keep like a different 0.1 and 0.01 and something like 1 2, these value you can put and try out like how your model is performing actually, right? So this is actually hyperparameter. You this hyperparameter, this hyperparameter, that is alpha, which we say as a see as a learning rate, this actually control, you can control it, you can give a value, you have to find that value, and where your parameter, it will give the optimal set of your parameter. So it will depend, like if you do it alpha equals to 2, so it will penalize 2 times, and then like that your theta will be updated, and if it is like 0.1, then here 0.1 it will go to the model. So this actually you have to give this hyperparameter, that you have to optimize, that you will see when we will start the Jupyter notebook. In that we have optimized our hyperparameter for this ridge and lasso, these algorithms, and then using grid search, that's a simple optimization thing. Like when you want to like tune up your hyperparameters, like we say that tune up your hyperparameters, it means like what which like hyperparameter I should choose. Like this value based on 0.01, it will come here. Let's say 0.01 will come here, and based on that, this like parameter you will get. So this is like this is what actually data scientists do. What this is what we do each day. Like when you are creating a model, when we are creating model, then in that case we have to like tune up our hyperparameters so that we get the optimum set of these parameters, right? So this is our day-to-day life. Like this tuning of the hyperparameter, it comes with knowledge as well as experience. More and more you work on this, like different problem statement, you will understand like if I increase the learning rate, then what is the effect on my model? If I am decreasing the learning rate, so what is the effect on my model? And in what case I'm getting this theta naught and theta 1 parameters. So you cannot like directly give your theta naught and theta 1 parameters here. You have to give, you will give some alpha here like as a learning rate, and eventually based on that alpha you will get one like these set of parameters. Right? So you understand now what is the difference between hyperparameter and parameter. So hyperparameter that you give to your model, and in that case hyperparameter, the best set of hyperparameter that will give you the best set of parameters, right? Hyperparameter that you give to your model, that it will be more clear when I'll run the Jupyter notebook. All right. So going to the next, you had this understanding, right? We have y equals to, we can say this hypothesis we have done that based on theta naught plus theta 1 x, and then I had this cost function. In that I am minimizing the error, right? I'm minimizing the error, and based on that I am taking the uh, I'm doing, I'm taking the rate of it based on how you take the minimum or maximum. Like you had to, if you remember, like you have to do the differentiation. So based on that, your gradation happens and your theta actually get updated. So this we were discussing, yes, with last, right? So now if we go to the next, what happens when you do the in this is a simple linear regression model, right? When you have, let's say, I am putting next lasso here. So in lasso, what is happening? I am putting one regularization parameter. Everything is same. This you have seen, this is same as this value, this what you are seeing here, this is same here, this part. But in cost function, I am putting one more thing, this part. And this is what we are doing. This is called regularization. So what it is happening here in this case, I am saying, okay, how much I have to penalize on my weights, right? What this weight means, like I have w0 like this, if I'm, or you can write w0 or theta naught, anything, any denotation you want. So in this case it is written w here, so we will follow w. So let's say w1 x1, w2 x2, w3 x3, and like that I am adding, let's say, x100 and w100, like this. You have these many variables. So what you have to do, you are saying, okay, I have to penalize my variables. I can't keep 100 variables. I have to pick, let's say, top 5 or top or relevant variables. So what will happen, the more your weight, the higher your weight, your weight value is higher, that means that information will go more and more to your model. All right. So what will happen in regularization, when we write this in my cost function, whenever a weight is going up, right, weight is going up, so that cost function will actually that cost function will increase, and based on that this gradient descent will happen. So what is happening, so here we are penalizing the weights, penalizing these thetas, if you say these theta, I am penalizing and getting the optimal set of theta, which will give me the best parameter, like which will give me the best, like this theta naught or this weight, it will give me, after penalizing, the optimal set of parameters I will get, optimal set of thetas I will get based on like whatever penalizing we have here we are putting. That is the base concept of regularization. Now what happens in lasso regression? So here what I am doing, I am adding in cost function lambda, all right, lambda plus absolute value of all weights. So it might happen some variables are negatively correlated, some are positively correlated. So some variables might lower down your value, whatever you want to predict, and some will increase it, right? So that's why I am putting here absolute. So what it will do, I will give this lambda. This is your hyperparameter, which you will control how much penalizing you want to, how much how much penalty you want to give to the model. So if lambda value is high, so you are penalizing more. If lambda value is low, so you are penalizing less. So when you are penalizing more, that means you had, what will happen? Let's say what I'm doing, you saw high variance in your data, in your model. So what it will do, you will increase the lambda value. And when you have high bias, right, so you will decrease the lambda value. So what is happening, when you are increasing the lambda value, that means you are penalizing more and more on these weights or on these thetas, and some will be vanished, right? And what only the optimal set will be there, and so your high variance, it will come down and you will get a good balance point. When you have like high bias, you see, like you have penalized so much that now your model has gone to the high bias side. So what you have to do, you have to decrease this penalizing, and then your model will go to the up this balance point. This is a, let's say, balance point. That is the concept here. That is the cost function that is going in behind of that dot fit. Like dot fit, when you are writing model dot fit, so in that, in background, what actually machine learning does in that algorithm, you that cost function, instead of this simple cost function, that this extra parameter is added, and in this case this penalizing is happening on all weights, and some of the weights and some of the x variables will be removed, and the optimal set that will come in between. You will have like optimal balance of bias and variance. That is happening in lasso. So what is happening in regularization and lasso? What happens? You take the absolute value. You will see the difference when I'll go to the ridge. In ridge, we also say this as a L1. You remember this like L1 regularization if you see. So that means like I am taking the absolute value. If I am going to the ridge, so here what happens, everything is same, just I am taking, instead of absolute, I am taking this square value. So what I am do, I will write it as a L2 regularization. This is the famous term, like in interviews or everywhere, if it is asked like what is a regression, you can directly say it is a L2 regularization, where like I am adding a penalty, that is lambda, and then summation of all weights, and here that square will come. All right, that square will come, then it will become the ridge regression, and L2 regularization, also the other name of it. All right, and if it says like what is a lasso, then you will say L1 regularization, and here I am adding this absolute value of all weights. Okay, you have the third one, and which is of course what it is, like cost function. If you write, so you have this like if you check this out, so what you will have, yi minus I will write it a simple way. So what I'll do, I will write f of x. All right, that this is square. This square is like the normal, and then if I add lambda 1, and here absolute value of weight plus lambda 2, the square of weights. So if I add both, this is what, if you remember, this is lasso part and this is ridge part. Okay, so when I add both of these two, then it becomes my elastic net. So sometimes you don't know which to use, like lasso or ridge to use. So what you'll do, you use elastic net, and then you optimize based on this. Here I have two hyper parameter to optimize, lambda and lambda 2. All right, and in this case, uh, what happens, I have one, this is lambda, and in this case also I have this lambda. Okay, all right. So now this is all about regularization and regression. What happens when you have logistic regression? Those everything is same. So you see here this cost function. What you see in case of like in case of regression, you saw this cost function, or you can say this cost function. Everything is same here. This cost function. So this actually changes here in logistic regression. Here, this actually the cost function is this what we talk about. So if I write it in a simple form, that will be y into log y hat, that is predicted, plus 1 minus y log 1 minus y hat. This is actually the cost function. So we will go more into it, more into the mathematical part of it, like when we go further down the course in the next course, advanced machine learning. In that we will talk more about it, like how why we have changed the cost function. But for now, just keep it like everything is same, just this cost function instead of y minus y hat square, because here we have that regression normal numeric value. Here we have actually the binary one or 0. So that is why actually this cost function has changed to this one. That is actually, you can represent it by like this. So here also the same thing will happen. This is L2, this is L1. Here I am using W transpose W, so it will be nothing but W square, and this is like modulus of a mod of it, right? And here we have again the same thing. It is same thing here in logistic. It is the way it is represented, in that this C we have to optimize. So in earlier, if you remember, we have to optimize this, tune up this hyperparameter lambda in case of ridge. In case of lasso, again in case of ridge also, we have to optimize this hyperparameter. In case of logistic, what you have to do, you have to optimize this part, right? So one thing is there, here C is equal to actually 1 by lambda. So if C is higher, then you are penalizing less. Okay, and when C is lower, then you are penalizing more. Okay, so how you can check that? So you can see, if you take C common here, so if you take C common here, so what will happen? So it will come as 1 by C W1 modulus plus lambda, and this whole part, log part, will come here, right? So that is this actually this W mod part, if I take it like this, so this is 1 by C, this is actually your penalizing factor lambda, and 1 by C is equal to lambda, so C is equal to 1 by lambda. And if your lambda, if your C value is more, then you are penalizing less. If your C value is less, then you are penalizing more in this case. In case of logistic regression when you are running.